Lagos Talks
91.3.
News.
Former Nigerian President Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and other prominent African leaders and icons have been honored with the African Democracy and Peace Icon Award at the maiden edition of the African Heritage Concert and Awards, which held in Kigali, Rwanda. In his acceptance speech, the former Nigerian president appealed to African leaders who are privileged to hold public offices to become servants of the people and not turn themselves into the bosses of the people.
I will only use this unique opportunity to appeal to African leaders. Leaders not just necessarily presidents of nations, but those who have the opportunity and privilege to hold political offices, either elective or appointed, that we are meant to serve our people. We are not the boss of our people. Every they call you executive president, our duty to run our country properly. And I always say that for a politician, especially if you're privileged to hold the top office of the president or governors or provinces or states, what you should think is when you leave office, what will the world remember you for?
Earlier in his opening remarks, the chairman of the Heritage Times HT, Moses Siloko Siasia, had noted that the choice of Rwanda as venue for the event was strategic, given the country's frontline role in setting the pace for growth and sustainable development in Africa. The Nigerian media has established a 9-member board for the National Media Complaints Commission, the NMCC, also known as the National Ombudsman, to improve public confidence in the media. The Nigeria Press Organization, made up of Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, Nigerian Guild of Editors, Nigerian Union of Journalists and Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, inaugurated the commission in Ikeja, Lagos yesterday, Monday, the 3rd of April. Speaking at the launch, Malam Kabiru Yusuf, president of the Nigeria Press Organization and president of NPAN, said the commission would watch the watchdog and be responsible for regulating the work and conduct of print and online journalists in the country. The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, has appealed to Nigerians, especially the aggrieved, over the just concluded general elections to embrace peace and allow development to thrive. NHRC Executive Secretary Tony Ojukwu, who made a call, pointed out that all the registered complaints and violence registered, even on media houses, would be squarely treated.
During the governorship, we received well over 150 and above complaints. Some of these complaints were responded to immediately, while some of them will take quite some process to deal with. We have also decried the use of violence and hate speech in affected areas during the election. We've also said that it is very, very important that whatever has happened, that people's conduct should be peaceful, because without peace, it is difficult.
Also, the senior human rights advisor to the executive secretary had given a breakdown of rights violated within the month of March, noting that on voter intimidation, the Southwest Zone, especially Lagos, recorded the highest, with 88 losses of life directly linked to the election.
There has been 75 attacks on INEC facilities. This is unprecedented in 1 month, especially during the gubernatorial and House of Assembly election. As if that was not enough, we've had 130 attacks by unknown gunmen and bandits. Within the period under review, we have seen 130 attacks, resulting to more than 200 fatalities. In terms of political intolerance, we have seen 3 major political
gunshots were heard yesterday when members of the All Progressives Congress (APC) and the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Rivers State clashed in Port Harcourt over the inspection of electoral materials used in the last elections in the state. Trouble began when the APC governorship candidate in the March 18 poll, Tonya Cole, and members of his party arrived at the office of the INEC in the state capital to inspect materials so as to beat the 21-day deadline required for filing his petition at the tribunal. Tonya Cole soon after spoke with reporters at the APC party secretariat shortly after being whisked out of the PDP protest venue by his security details.
When we got there, we asked them, and they said we should come back today, Monday, and that we receive our documents. So this morning, we announced that we are coming back. Instead, what did we meet? We met a massive mobilization of boys and girls outside the INEC office who said with their own mouth that they are PDP and that nobody but PDP should come here, and that they will embarrass me and I should go back. And I refused. Because I refused to go back, they began to slap me, pull my shirt. A lady came and grabbed my shirt physically. They started throwing water at us. They punched me from the back, and the next thing we knew, they started throwing missiles. Stones, bottles started coming down. My DSS and personal security, determined that I must get out of there, physically carried me out and pushed me into my security car. In the process, they threw stones. I got a serious injury on my shoulder here, where a stone hit me and is swollen right now. My cars, 2 of our cars or 3 of our vehicles were destroyed. Come on, democracy. It's a disgrace.
Our correspondent in Pawtucket, Allwell Ene, reports that one of the leaders of the protest and Deputy Speaker of the River State House of Assembly, Edison Ehie, during the protest had said anything short of a joint inspection would not be accepted.
We are saying even us as PDP don't allow us to inspect the electoral materials without the other political parties. Don't also allow any political party, be it APC, Labour, APGA, NRM, any party to also inspect electoral materials without us. And we are going to remain here peacefully. Our breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be taken here. But the point is crystal clear. Any inspection, which of course legally, as required by law, we have applied, must be done jointly in our presence and in the presence of other political parties.
The chairman Ikwere local government area, Samuel Wanosike, who also insisted on a joint inspection, said the PDP supporters will continue to occupy the road until the right thing is done. The Kaduna State government has imposed a 24-hour curfew on Sabon Gari Nasarawa communities in Achiku, local government area of the state, following the killing of 2 persons. According to a short statement by the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, the curfew is with immediate effect following a breakdown of law and order in an incident of urban gang violence, while investigations into the incident has commenced. Still in Kaduna, the military high command has confirmed its troops within the weekend neutralized about 11 terrorists and 5 villages in Benin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. Police in the northwest of the country have launched a search and rescue operation for 2 female students who have been abducted from a university hostel in Zamfara State. They said an armed gang broke into the private hostel in Gusau and locked up 2 guards before kidnapping the 2 female students. The incident has heightened fears of insecurity in Zamfara, which has in the past seen numerous kidnappings for ransom. The Federal High Court in Lagos has granted an order of interim forfeiture of the sum of 725 million and property located in the Banana Island area of Ikoyi, Lagos, allegedly diverted from the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency NIMASA. Justice Tijani Ringim gave the order following an ex parte application filed and argued by Bilikisu Buhari, a counsel to the EFCC. The commission linked the money and property to a former NIMASA Director General Dr. Patrick Akpobolokemi, claiming it was reasonably suspected to be proceeds of unlawful activity. Both are to be temporarily forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria. The EFCC Council had also prayed for an order directing the Anti-Graft Commission to publish the interim order in the national newspaper for anyone interested in the property sought to be forfeited to appear before the court to show cause within 14 days, while the final order of forfeiture of the properties should not be made in favor of the federal government of Nigeria. The Lagos State High Court sitting, at the Tafabaloa Square on Lagos Island has dismissed a no-case submission filed by the suspended ASP Drambi Vandi, who allegedly killed a Lagos-based lawyer, Omobolani Rahim, on the 25th of December last year. Justice Ibironke Harrison ordered the defendant to open his defense as a prima facie case has been made against him. The court also held that the prosecution, led by the Attorney General of Lagos, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Moyosore Onugbanjo, had established sufficient oral and documentary evidence linking the defendant to the crime, which required explanations from him. The case has been adjourned till the 16th of May for the defendant to open his defense. Donald Trump is in New York as he prepares to face criminal charges in court today, Tuesday. The charges, which relate to hush money paid to former pornographic star Stormy Daniels, will be put to him this afternoon. It is not known the exact charges. However, his lawyers have said he will plead not guilty. The payment was legal, but Trump allegedly recorded it as a business expense. Falsifying business records is illegal in New York. The U.S. Secret Service has been conducting security assessments of the court building in Lower Manhattan. The 2024 White House contender denies wrongdoing and an alleged affair, saying the indictment is political persecution. Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has approved 173 digital lending applications to operate in the country. Of the 173, 119 have full approvals and 54 have conditional approvals. After loan apps started harassing Nigerians, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) began a registration drive to protect citizens from the atrocities of the apps. After shifting its deadline multiple times, it finally adopted March 27, 2023 as the close of registration. The Commission has now released a list of approved apps which can operate in the country, and those companies without approvals will not be able to operate in the space. Loan apps without the FCCPC's approval will be removed from Play Store by Google and unavailable for download. FIFA on Monday said it had withdrawn the 2023 Under-17 World Cup from Peru given the inability of the host country to fulfill its commitments to completing the infrastructure required. The governing body of world football said the 24-team competition will still be staged on the planned dates November 10 to December 2nd and will now designate a new host in due course. The biennial competition was due to hold in Peru in 2021, however cancelled owing to the pandemic. Brazil won as host in 2019. And that's the news this morning.